Today's video, I have my notes because if I don't, I'm gonna ramble. Today's video is about a story time, which I did not even get permission to tell. And this is why it's gonna be so much fun. My college first love. If you know me and you know who I'm talking about, don't say a thing, because we're getting into some things. Not really, I ain't exposing. I'm just letting the girls know what and what not to do when they go to school. So let's just get into the video. So I met this boy, and we're just gonna call him, we'll call him Malcolm. So Malcolm, I was in group chats. Before you go to college, you'll be in a lot of group chats, right? Freshman group chats where you're just getting to know people that are coming to your school, and they might not even commit, but it's just about kind of finding people before you come on campus. So we were in a group chat, but he never talked in that group chat, and I didn't even know he was in that group chat till later. I found out after I got his number, and I put two and two together that it was him in that group chat the whole time. But he didn't talk in that summer group chat, so I didn't know him until I went to the gym. I started going to the gym my freshman year. So I would go to the gym once a week at least. And it was really good for my mental health. Like, I would really recommend that if you haven't. And so he was working at the gym, and I seen him one time, and I was like, oh, he's cute. But I didn't talk to him because I was like, if he's already working at the gym, he can't be a freshman, like this first semester. Turns out he was also a freshman, and he was working at that gym. And then the next time I saw him at the gym, I was on the treadmill. I remember this. I was on the treadmill, and he was wiping down the treadmills one by one because they were in a row. And I was like, he's gonna come by this treadmill and wipe it while I'm on it. That's gonna be so awkward. Or like right before Thanksgiving break or right after Thanksgiving break, he DM'd me on Twitter. And Twitter was big at A&T at the time. Like, if you weren't on Twitter at A&T at the time, it's still big, but it was big to the point where like the school would put out alerts on Twitter first before they went to your like regular phone number if it was emergency. Twitter was where you would get the likes. Like, you post your picture on Twitter with hashtag NCAT, it would get hella likes. But anyways, so he DM'd me on Twitter, and we had talked and stuff, and he was, just flirting and everything. And so after Thanksgiving break, we hung out for a minute. But I was vibing, he was vibing, like, we really liked each other. Christmas break happened, and then we came back from Christmas break, and we hung out all the time. And I wasn't his girlfriend or nothing at this time. We were just hanging out, but I was really starting to like him to the point where I felt like I was getting clingy. Looking back now, like, I was definitely getting clingy by the second semester freshman year, which was the first red flag. And I really, looking back, I didn't have any direction either. Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be his girlfriend or something. I hadn't been in a relationship since my little high school relationship. Like I said, at that point, it was like too clinginess. So when we left for freshman year to go home for the summer before sophomore year, I didn't know if we were gonna talk, but we did, and we talked a lot over that summer. And I even got a chance to go up and see him. And then going back to the fall, sophomore year, I was like, I already had in my mind, like, I don't know if we're gonna be on the same vibes that we was on this summer, so I'm gonna just play it cool. So red flag number one was me being too clingy. Should have had more going. Like I said, my freshman year I was involved, but I wasn't that involved. So if I had more stuff to do, then I wouldn't have been that clingy with him. So sophomore year, we went back, and then I had tried to distance myself from him a little bit more than I did before, but he was not making it easy, y'all. Sophomore year, he came and helped me move all of my stuff into my new dorm with my mom there. Like, my mom had met him before, but he moved up all the stuff. Like, he was being real nice. I was like, he's trying to make me like you again. But I had known this other second red flag, which is the fact that his high school ex was coming to the college. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And not only did she come to college, but she was in our little friend group, and I had to work with her in an organization, and she was around all the time at his place all the time. Not because of him, because of his best friend who was like her mentor. So that was like a big red flag for me. I honestly couldn't handle that. Now today I can handle that. Today I would probably just be like, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. But back then I was like, this is my man now. This is my man now. I've been working on him since last year when you weren't here. It caused our second fallout. So we had a little fallout in the spring, and then by the end of this year, we had our second fallout. I called it strike 2. It was around his birthday time, end of the semester, sophomore year, first semester, and I wasn't going to play. I was literally having a, intrusive thought moment. I texted his best friend to see if he was doing anything for his birthday, and I was like, we could do a little surprise party like he wouldn't know. I didn't think this thing was going to come into fruition. He was like, yeah, we could do it. So we're getting into the planning. In the back of my head, I'm like, okay, this is fun. Like, this is sweet. Like, he'll really like this. And he did. The party went awesome. But there was like this moment in the beginning, like, where it just felt like I was trying to be his girlfriend and like throw this surprise party. Mind you, at this time, we had already kind of like stopped talking because we were like, this is getting toxic. Because we would do some petty stuff. Like, one time I would go over there and we would have like a movie night. And then she would go and sleep in his bed. Oh, that used to piss me off. Like, that used to piss me off. She would go sleep in his bed. Oh, God. I would never stand for that now, but all of that. So, and okay, I gotta clear this up. She was not the only one. He was like really friendly. Like, he would let anybody go sleep in his room. Like, him and his roommate were very like friendly. They let a lot of people come over all the time. And it was just like, it was like a homey environment. I would never do that. If I was somebody's ex and I was really over them, I would never do that. But obviously, if you're not really over them, you would do that. So I was trying to be the mature in the situation. But really, we were only 1 year apart, me and the girl. So how much more mature could I be? Anyways, so I threw a little surprise party for him. It went well, but he didn't like it that everybody thought we were together after I threw the party. And of course, I couldn't see that back then. I was just happy to have my little time to shine. So that was a little selfish of me, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't respect his boundary in that moment. But boundary is the word of the day. Boundaries. That's what we didn't have. And so if you're dating anybody in college, make sure you have that. Rule number 1, like, don't go over to their apartment or dorm room more than once a week. Like, if you don't have nothing else to do, you better pretend like you got something else to do. That's a boundary we should have set. And we tried to set boundaries. It didn't work. He broke my boundaries. I broke his boundaries. Like, it was just toxic. So by the end of sophomore year, we were talking, but way less. And this is my boo calling me, not Malcolm, my other boo. I had to answer that. But maybe by the time I'm filming this, we're not even together. And I'm like, I'm mad I entered that. But anyways, back to the story. So me and Malcolm have fell out. This is second semester, sophomore year. Everybody was going home for the summer. Like I said, this is also when the pandemic hit. So it was a lot going on. I was running for Miss Junior. I lost. Like, there was a lot of emotions going on at the time. His best friend had just been in like a police incident. So it was a lot of emotions at the time. And I exploded. We were in a group chat. And I don't know what came over me. I just woke up and I was like, I'm sick of this man. Like, he was really getting on my nerves at this point. It just always felt like, and this is not his fault at all, but it always felt like I wasn't good enough for him, or I was just like trying really hard to make him want to be with me, like exclusively. He didn't respect any boundaries that we had put up, but I wasn't respecting his either, so we both had problems with that. And so we fell out. I exploded on him in a group chat. I lost all of my friends. Like, everybody that was in that group chat was more friends with him than they were with me. So I basically went into that summer. I didn't talk to anybody. I had one friend on Uno, like one friend. And even my best friend from high school was friends with him. So my other one friend that was just my friend, we got really close. It was good for our relationship, I think, because, you know, it just gave us space to grow. But that whole year, that whole junior year, me and Malcolm did not talk at all. Like, no contact. For real, it was hard over the summer, I ain't gonna lie. And I was a nervous wreck going into school in fall, because when I had fallen out with that whole group chat that I blew up in, and so that was like 10 people that I knew didn't like me off bat. And then seeing him, I knew that was gonna be a possibility because we had a lot of the same friends. Senior year is when we really kind of started talking again, and it was cool. We still kept boundaries. And then after senior year, now present day, we're cool friends. And he's also still like one of the closest people to me, like one of the people I feel like understands me the most. Like, it was more of a friendship that fell out. So when we did start talking again, it was great, and he's still a good friend to this day. Shout out to Malcolm. All I would say is that in college, if you're gonna date, like, keep those boundaries for yourself, for your sanity, even if the boy doesn't respect them. Like, and everybody's just getting used to having all the freedom. Like, it's different when you don't have nobody telling you to go home. When you can sleep over with somebody as much as you want. And mind you, we didn't even have visitation, so we're just breaking the rules. Set the pace for yourself and be mindful if you're having a college relationship, because it could really take a toll on your mental health. Keep your friends close. Okay, your girlfriends. I wish I had established a few more girlfriend relationships in college. But if you do that, it'll kind of keep you out of the boy drama. So that's what I would say. And yeah, that's the end of the video. If you want another story time, I have more stories. There's a lot I left out, like his mom. I met his mom. Like, she was the sweetest. She was trying to buy all this stuff for my dorm room, and yeah, but I learned a lot from that situation. So if you like the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, shop HBCU Baddies. This is the crop top. We have so much more on the website. I'm doing resume reviews, so tap into that on the website as well. I post jobs and internships every week. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, on my personal, my TikTok, all of that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.